wanted to be a nurse from as long as I can remember. That's all I ever wanted to be.
I wanted to be in healthcare, but more specifically, a nurse after being a child who was in the hospital, in and out of hospitals quite often.
I knew I wanted to be a nurse when I learned about their huge scope of practice, and they're everywhere. They're in policy, they're in the government, they're at bedside. I feel that nurses have a big role to play in the future of healthcare.
I knew that I wanted to be a nurse. After spending some time in university, I started working in retirement actually, and I enjoyed working with the elderly so much that it inspired me to change my career path going forward, and I haven't looked back.
I knew for sure it was the career for me when I was 19 and my father passed away in the ICU.
I knew from a really young age that I wanted to be a part of the medical community, and it actually wasn't until it was time to choose a program that I knew it was time for me to go into nursing.
Being a son of a mother who is a registered nurse, I have seen firsthand what this field, being the voice or being the future voice of this profession, can allow future nurses to maybe want to pursue this field.
I decided it was between education or nursing, and I realized that I could probably do both if I became a nurse. I've always had this penchant for wanting to be of service, and I loved science, and I loved talking to people, so I thought this would be a good fit. And plus I thought it would give me a lot of flexibility around different career choices that I could have through my career, as opposed to teaching.
I became a nurse because of my mother. I remember her studying nursing when I was a child, and I had my own child, and I was able to come full circle where I had my child come to class with me.
When I was little, my grandfather was very sick, and I have seen him transfer from one unit to another because we didn't have very good healthcare professionals in our rural area. So that's when I thought it's very necessary to have someone from the healthcare sector, one person from the healthcare sector in the family, and I decided to be that person and pursue nursing.
I grew up in abject poverty and lived through many adverse childhood experiences. And as a result of my childhood and the experiences that I lived through, I wanted to make a difference.
My oldest son died from a toxic drug poisoning in March of 2017. And from that time, I have joined several groups, and just want to mention that that's an area as well in our hospitals, in our medical care, that we need to make some changes.
My wish is that our voices are heard, not just heard to listen, but heard and actioned. So that is my wish for nurses moving forward.
We need to fight to keep our nursing strong and keep our nurses well educated, because nurses do it all. Traditionally, we have done it all. That we remain confident within our own nursing knowledge, in our own nursing research, and what we know and what we do, that we stay strong in that voice.
My wish for the nursing profession is that it continues to survive and thrive in this economic and difficult time.
And I also wish for nurses to get healthier work environments to prevent nursing burnout, for people to have job satisfaction, for people to have flexibility in their lives so that they can provide the best care possible.
I'm looking forward for nursing conditions to return to the way they were when I was a new grad, so that my nursing students can enter into a workforce that is supportive and conducive for their wellness.
To help continue nurses that are new and nurses that have been here for a while, and even nurses that are close to retirement, to continue to feel supported with a high career satisfaction and a good work-life balance.
When I go forward to next semesters, the 120 students be the same. The 120 students who were in first semester go to the second semester as well and don't drop out. I really want nurses to be in the profession for longer.
My hope is that all nurses are feeling a sense of wellness themselves, that our mental health improves, that we do not have to face the moral distress that we are presently facing as a result of the nursing shortage, as a result of the lack of competitive compensation, And as a result of the moral distress that we all feel,
there's so much that nurses do and accomplish, and I think there's a lot to say to being treated like we do that. Nursing students in particular, I think we work really hard and we take a lot of our time and we put a lot of our effort into our studies and becoming great nurses, and I'd really like to see that compensated as well as just acknowledged. We all put together a lot of great stuff for the nursing world, and I'd love to just see that on a larger platform and celebrated more.
I think that we need safe staffing levels so we can provide the best quality care that we can and continue to advocate and be one of the most trusted professions in the nation.
I really would like to see the medical field start to recognize that addiction is an illness and it needs to be treated the same way as other chronic illnesses.
But I have a lot of hope because when I see the young people that are coming up into the profession, I know it's just going to continue to grow and thrive and become what it needs to be for the future of this country.